Hey, what's up guys? I'm BTC. The achievements for the heroes in Overwatch tend to either be really easy or really frustrating. And the new character Doomfist's achievements seem to be leaning towards the frustrating part of the spectrum. So in this video, I'm going to give you some quick tips on how you can very quickly get the Doomfist achievements. Special thanks for today's sponsor, TubeBuddy. I've been using it for almost 2 years, and it's amazing. Custom templates, bulk editing, tag rankings, and a lot more. If you want to grow your channel, TubeBuddy can help. Click the link below to learn more. Just like all the other characters in Overwatch, Doomfist has 2 achievements. The first one is called Airstrike, and it reads, get a killing blow with Doomfist's full power seismic slam in quick or competitive play. Now, in order to get this achievement, you have to go into certain positions on certain maps. In fact, there are some maps where it's impossible to actually get this achievement. Alright, so a couple of quick tricks and some common mistakes that people make when they're trying to get that 125 damage seismic slam. So the first thing is that you have to go to a spot that's actually high enough to get the 125. There really aren't that many in the game. Don't worry, I'm going to go through a list of them later on. But the second thing is once you get there, you have to use the seismic slam from either a standing position or just a regular jump. You cannot jump off the edge, and you cannot use an uppercut. The reason for that, quite simply, is because the game treats it differently, and you do less damage when you're in the air. So, right there, I only did 79 damage, not even close. But if I just stand here and use the seismic slam, it's 121, so a lot better, not quite good enough, but now if I jump and then use seismic slam, it's going to be 125, and that's good enough. So that's basically what you need to do. You need to find a spot, and then you want to jump, use the seismic slam, and you'll get the 125 that you need for the achievement. Now, another thing you can do is you can actually slide off of certain walls. So let me show you. I'm going to try to jump in the middle of the yellow circle right there. And you're going to notice I'm not going to do quite enough. 122, close, but not good enough. But what I can do is I can actually jump and slide on this surface here. And when I do that, it's going to let me get the 125. And again, I can get the achievement with that. Now, as I said, there really aren't that many places where you can get high enough to land that 125 damage seismic slam. Now, there are some good maps, and there's also a lot of bad maps. On the screen right now are all the bad maps. You should avoid trying to get the achievement on these maps. It's going to be the Horizon, Temple of Anubis, Volskaya, Numbani, King's Row, Route 66, all of the King of the Hill maps, Ilios, Nepal, Oasis, and Lijiang Tower. All of these maps are pretty terrible. They either have no spots at all, or the ones that they have are just kind of garbage and don't really work that well. The one slight exception is the Control Center map on Lijiang Tower. That one's okay, but for the most part, just avoid trying to get the achievement on these maps. So now that you know what maps to avoid, let's go over the 5 maps that are really good for getting that 125 damage seismic slam. Now, I do have cooldowns off, but don't worry, every place that I show you is going to be somewhere you can get normally in a quick play or a competitive match. And if it's a tricky place to get to, I'll show you how I got there. So the first map we're going to look at is Hanamura. This has some really good spots, both at the first capture point and the second one. We're going to start in this courtyard, work our way up into this little window right here, and you can land in a bunch of the courtyard and get a 125. You can also land over there and get 125. And anywhere that's on the bottom of that slope, like down there, will get you 125. So remember, jump and then use seismic slam at the height of your jump. There you go. So 125. Now, another spot that we can go to in this area is up on top of this building. So I'm going to uppercut to get onto this little ledge. And then you can uppercut again. And from here, I can land pretty much anywhere in that area and get a 125. This is actually really good because you got that little opening right there. Everybody's going to be moving through it. They're going to take lots of damage. And remember, you actually have to get a kill with this ability in order to get the achievement. So right there is really, really good. So jump, seismic slam, bam, 125. You get the kill and you get the achievement. Up there doesn't work, by the way. Don't even bother. So we're moving on to the second capture point right here. And from this spot, you're not going to be able to get the 125. It's going to be up there, but it's not going to be enough. So we have to get a little bit higher, and what we can do is we can go over there. And from here, you can get a 125. Or we can go up there. So what we're going to do is come up here, and there's two ways to get up there. You can either try to go over this way, like that, or a little easier is to just come over here, jump, uppercut, and then you can get up there. So from here, you can jump, seismic slam, and there you go, 125. So from both up there and up there, you can hit a lot of this area and easily get a 125. Now, something you can get from up here is if somebody's going for that health pack right there, they're pretty much going to be low on health. You can kind of aim it right here and jump, seismic. There you go, you can get it. And if you can grab them before they get the health pack, you'll get the kill and the achievement. The next map is going to be Hollywood. There are 3 really good locations where you can try to get that 125. The first spot is going to be up here on the water tower. This should be the most obvious. You can pretty much hit almost anywhere and get the 125 from up there. So that's really easy. The next spot is going to be in the middle here. We're going to get up on top of this building. And you can't get it from right here. You have to go up on top of this. Like, you need that little extra height. So ready? If I jump from here, should give me 125. But the thing is if I jump from, like, right here, it's only 122. Not quite enough. So you do have to be up on top of this little bridge right here. Now, the great thing about this spot is, like, the payload has to go through there. So this is, like, prime real estate to try to get that 125. Now, the third spot where you can go is going to be inside this area right here. And this is a little bit more limiting. Now, if you come up here, you can try to get over here, but it's only going to do 118. It's not quite enough. But what you can do is if you're on defense, you can come over here and kind of sneak over to this side. And when the attackers are moving through, you can jump and get the 125 because this area is slightly lower than that area. The next map is Dorado. There are quite a few spots, but not all of them are all that obvious. So let's run through them. First up, in this starting area here, know that this, that building, that building, that building, and that right there, none of that is high enough to actually get the 125. So there you go, it's only 113. And if I come over here, it's only 119. So close, but not good enough. But you can still get the 125 in this area. You just have to use that building slope trick that I showed you earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump, uppercut, and while I'm sliding, I use the seismic slam, and it's 125. And Dorado is really good with this because of the way that the buildings are designed. So I can use it over here as well. 125. And right here. So jump, uppercut, and 125. Next area we're going to go to is this right here. You can get up there. And this is a pretty obvious spot. You can jump from here pretty much anywhere down there and get a 125. However, jumping on this side isn't always that good. So 125 right there, but I landed right there. If I had landed even slightly higher, then it wouldn't have been 125. Now, how do you get up there? Well, there's 2 ways that you can get up there. First, you can come over here, just full power rocket punch, and it basically just drops you right there. That's really easy. And the other way is if you do something similar from this side right here. So we're gonna uppercut and then rocket punch, and it just drops you right there. So that's that spot. Now this spot right here will also work. So you can jump, seismic slam, and 125. And then up here, it kind of works. It is a little tricky because there are some inclines right there, so you got to be careful. So like that's only 122. But if I start over here and I jump and I seismic slam, it's 125. So that one kind of works. You just have to be careful with it. You can also get one in here, but that one's also kind of tricky. So, like, if I just jump and then Seismic Slam, it's going to do 111. But then if I come over here and I jump, Seismic Slam, it's also just short. It's 121. But the trick is, if the fence hasn't been broken, you can actually jump on top of the little fence area, and it will give you just that little extra boost that you needed. Jump, Seismic Slam, 125. Alternatively, you can also use this little area. It's a little harder, though, because you really can't see that well. So jump, Seismic Slam, 125. And the last place where you can do this is up over here. We're gonna again use that slope trick. So what I'm gonna do, well, if you just jump and Seismic, it's only 116, not enough. But what I can do is I can come over here, I can jump, uppercut, slide off the roof, and then get that 125. There you go. Next map is Gibraltar. There are a bunch of really good places on this map. So first one is right outside the attacker spawn. So come out this top area here, jump, Seismic Slam, and you'll get your 125. Next is on this catwalk. Most of this area is not going to work, but if you aim for that little ramp right there, you can get the 125. Next spot is up over here. So get up on top of this, and then pretty much anywhere you land is going to give you that 125. Next spot is up here. Now, while it is possible to get a 125 from standing on this part, it's kind of tricky. Usually you end up with like a 123 or 124. So just stand on top of this, and you pretty much guarantee that you're going to get the 125. Now, for over here, you're going to want to stand on top of this. Same reason. And you'll get your 125. Now, moving into the next area, this one's really, really easy. Pretty much anywhere from on top of this plane is going to give you 125. This is probably one of the easiest spots that you could possibly get this. This is actually probably one of the best locations to try to get this achievement, because you're going to have a lot of enemies that are always coming in through there, or maybe they're, you know, around the back here or something. So you can jump off, get that 125 right there. So next is over here. Come up here, and if you angle down that ramp, you can get your 125. For over here, you're going to want to be up on top of this, and then you can get your 125. And then lastly is over here, and I showed you guys this earlier. If you land in the lower area, you can get your 125. If you land over here, it's not really going to work. But you can slide off as well over here, as I showed you, to get that 125. And the last map is Eichenwald. This is like easy mode 125 Seismic Slams, but it's in a very limited area. So starting out here in the first part, there really isn't much. I mean, you can do a couple of roof slides, but they're kind of terrible, so I wouldn't even worry about it. This area right here, this is the gold mine. This is 125 easy mode. Just get up on top of the castle here, jump, Seismic Slam, and it's 125. And it also works from right here. Pretty much any part of this castle will work. If you really want to get up high, then you can even go up on top of this thing. And there you go, 125. Now, unfortunately, it only works in that one direction. If you try to get the 125s in this way, it just doesn't work. It's just not high enough. So it's really, really easy to get the 125s from up top there, but you're limited to pretty much just that area. Although, the good thing is, a lot of attacking teams do get stalled out in this area quite a bit, so you might have a decent amount of time trying to get it. Now, there is another one inside that area. It's on top of the chandelier, but it's kind of annoying and not very good. But for the most part, on Eichenwald, you want to get on top of this castle, and then just jump and angle down here, and you're going to get 125s all day, every day, and eventually you should get the achievement. So moving on to the second achievement, it's called Cratered. Now, unfortunately, there's really not too much that I can tell you guys to help you to get this achievement because it's largely based on RNG and a very cooperative enemy team. So let me read it for you. It says, hit 6 enemies with a single use of Doomfist's Meteor Strike in quick or competitive play. So basically the entire enemy team needs to be in a relatively small area, and then you need to hit them all with the Meteor Strike. Now, you don't have to hit them dead center. The Meteor Strike actually does have a decently sized radius, so as long as they get hit at least a little bit, then it will count towards the achievement. So funny enough, the best maps for the Cratered achievement tend to be the opposite of what we used for the Airstrike achievement. So we're going to look for any map that has a capture point that is either small or relatively enclosed. So for example, the Lighthouse map on Ilios has a very small enclosed capture point, and you can very easily hit every enemy that happens to be in there. Some of the Nepal maps also have very small or enclosed capture points, again very good for trying to land a Meteor Strike on the entire enemy team. Other times, if you're playing on a payload map on defense and the entire enemy team is trying to move the payload, that might be another good opportunity to try to land that Meteor Strike and get the achievement. Now, there is another thing that you can also do, and this actually requires somebody else on your team, and that would be having a teammate using Zarya. Now that the Graviton Surge has been buffed and it's a lot stronger and almost nobody can actually escape it, all you need to do is have your teammate, Zarya, land a 6-man Graviton Surge, and then it's super easy to get your achievement following up. So if you're trying to get the Cratered achievement, look for those maps that have the small enclosed capture points, and also if you can get a teammate who's willing to play Zarya and set that up for you, it'll help you quite a bit. So there you go, guys. Good luck getting those achievements. If you already got them, let me know how you did it down in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to check out my Discord server where you can join the community and find other players to group with. Hey, you might even find a Zarya player who's willing to help you get that Cratered achievement. The link for the Discord is in the description. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.